Might as well ring the bell cause it's over. You might rock well, but nobody's watching. Like an after-school special, I bring the real intellectual rhymes. You can never beat them. You're messing with a smooth criminal who cannot be defeated. You're fucking with a killer. Now you're trapped inside my thriller. Make you quit on your stool like Ali did Frazier in Manila. Alright, hey guys, what's going on? We are back doing Tupac interview from 1994, MTV. This was in March of 94. Let me know if you guys know of a place where I can react to the prison interview from 1995. It seems like it was up just a little while ago, but couldn't find it this time. Let us know in the comments. You've obviously never seen this. I don't think I have either. So
I haven't. The only one I've seen is the high school.
Okay, yeah, that was very early, of course.
Yeah,
1988.
he was real young.
Oh yeah. So I think he was only 17, 16, 17 at that time he would have been. So yeah. All right, so guys, we're gonna break this in half. It's a 20-minute video. We'll go to 10 minutes or whenever he answers that question around that time, and we'll cut it. We'll do the rest next week. So anyway, this is before he got shot in later of 1994, so we'll see exactly what he's talking about here. All right, okay. You ready?
And I just want to give a shout out to her name is Shay, and it's Soft Spoken Shay 02. And that's her YouTube channel. She what she does on her channel is recommend TV shows, movies, and just different little life in general clips. And I have watched a couple of the movies and a couple of the TV series that she has recommended, and boy, she is spot on. So Shay, shout out to you, and thanks for the recommendations. And can we put the link?
Yeah, I'll put the link in. Okay. Yeah, on the description. So it's there in the description, guys. So click on. Yeah, you were telling me about that today. So go check that out, I guess. Anyway, all right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I've missed Tupac.
Yeah, well, it's been a while since we've seen him.
I know.
Or anything he said, so took a break. All right, let's go.
What do you think you're most known for? Your acting, your music, or the controversy that surrounds you?
My big mouth. My big mouth. I got a big mouth. Can't help it. I talk from my heart. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? Whatever comes. But my controversy probably. And it's not my fault. I'm trying to find my way in the world. I'm trying to be somebody instead of just make money off everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so I go down paths that haven't been traveled before, and I usually mess up. But I learn, you know what I'm saying? I come back stronger. I'm not talking ignorant, you know what I'm saying? So I obviously put thought into what I do. So I think my mouth, my controversy. I have not been out of the paper since I joined Digital Underground. I've been in, you know what I'm saying? It's never, my name has not been not uttered, you know what I'm saying? And that's good for me because I don't want to be forgotten. And if I'm forgotten, then that means I'm coming. And that's okay.
It's interesting how hip-hop, rap music in the beginning, or a song like Grandmaster Flash is the message, where basically they were saying, it's like a jungle sometimes. I wish, I wonder how I keep from going under. The whole root of what that song was basically saying, look, these are the problems.
So that's, I think, from like mid-'80s, Grandmaster Flash.
Welcome to the jungle.
So,
that one?
No, that's not a rap song. The chorus was, it's like a jungle sometimes, makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Have you ever heard that?
You've heard that. I've heard of Grand Marshall or whatever. Master, yeah.
All right, well, they'll get into a little bit of it here.
Problems here, and here we are 10 years or plus later, the problems are still there, and the intensity of the music has built to the no hope, the I don't give a attitude. How did we get from Grandmaster Flash, the message, to where we are now in hip-hop?
Again, you have to be...
So what? You got a question? Sounded
What
like.
is she even talking
She's saying,
about?
okay, in the '80s, that Grandmaster Flash song, it wasn't a song about like street life, or I mean, it was kind of, like it makes me, it's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. So that's kind of there, but it's not about what rap is about in this time, 10 years later,
Oh,
1994,
okay.
where it's about drug dealing, killing, stuff like that,
Okay.
So she's saying, how did it evolve to this point?
Oh.
How did it get to this level? So,
Life.
well, yeah, and just, people that started to rap, coming from
Telling
that
their
kind of backgrounds,
stories.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, they said stuff like that back then too, just not to the quite the level. All right, let's go.
Logical. If I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door every day to eat, and they open the door, let me see the party, let me see like them throwing salami all over just like throwing food around, but they're telling me there's no food in here. You know what I'm saying? Every day. I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is gonna change to we hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, give me the food, breaking down the door. And after a year, you just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blasting, you know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level, you don't want any more. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, with the civil rights movement. We was asking, Now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're gonna do?
Take.
Ask? And we shouldn't be angry? And my raps that I'm rapping to my community shouldn't be filled with rage. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be filled with the same atrocities that they gave to me. In the media, they don't talk about it. So in my raps, I have to talk about it. And it just seems foreign because there's no one else talking.
Okay, it seems like they cut something there.
They did.
So it sounded like she probably asked him a question because he was responding like, and I'm not supposed to talk about this and these atrocities that are going on. So she obviously asked something, like, why do you talk about this stuff? And he said probably something like life experience. And so I'm not supposed to talk about what I see. That's what it sounded like. So he's given an answer. I don't know why it cut it out, but this is the most full interview I could find on this one.
Right. Well, playing devil's advocate, somebody might say, well, what does Tupac have? He's a movie star. He's got, hit records. What does he have to complain about?
And I'm going to tell you, it's like being the last person alive. You know what I'm saying? After 3 days, you can't do anything. What can I do? Where can I go? There's no black neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, with black people who have the same amount of money as me. You know what I'm saying? There's richer and there's poorer. There's no just, did a movie, got a little bit of money, living okay, black neighborhood. I have to be in a white neighborhood, so I don't fit in. That's hell. It's hell when you can't be around your peers. All my life grew up around black people, poor people, but I can't live around poor people now because they'll rob me. And why would they rob me? Because they're starving, because there's no money here. But they're telling me, now that I made a little money, I have to move here. So it's not like no one's ever trying to deal with this section. They're just moving away from it. And we're going to have more stars coming from the ghetto, but they're gonna all move this way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all the society is doing is leeching off the ghetto. They use the ghetto for their pain, for their sorrow, for their culture, for their music, for their happiness, for their movies, to talk about boys in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be I don't want to be 50 years old at a BET, We Shall Overcome Achievement Awards. You know what I'm saying? Not me. I want when they see me, they know that.
50 years old. I wish he lived to be 50 years old.
He'd be 53 later this year if he would have made it. But so what he's saying there, what I think at least, is he's saying enough talking about all this stuff. Do something about. Yeah, and the thing about, they're leeching off of the ghetto. They're finding these stars, basketball players, athletes, musicians, actors, like he said. They're making tons of money off of them. Yes, they're also making money, but they're also moving them away from their communities and their environment. So, I mean, on one hand, it's good that they're making money, that they're doing better, but they're also taking them out of their comfortable environments, I guess, is what he's saying. So,
Well, and that's
so
pretty much the norm with
sure,
anybody.
yeah, they're
I
gonna
mean,
move away, obviously.
but he could have built him a home right in the
Well,
middle.
but you heard him. He said, "I can't because they'll rob me
No,
because I've got too much and they have nothing." So,
well, but
which is a good
yeah,
point, but you know,
I think that. Well, I don't know. I've never been wealthy to where somebody wanted something from me, so
right,
I don't know. And I never grew up in poverty
right.
level.
Yeah, to where you know what they're thinking or
So
what's
I
going
know,
through their
yeah,
mind.
I
Right,
don't
yeah.
know. I've never gone hungry,
Yeah.
let's put it that
Never
way.
been on the extreme on
Right,
either side.
right.
So.
I'm kind of
Yeah,
right down the
exactly.
middle.
Yeah, so.
But yeah,
All right.
and back then it was so different than it is now.
Well,
It was different.
it's definitely still going on. There's
It's still
a lot of
going
poverty.
on, but it was different.
But, all right.
So let's go.
Yeah.
And every day when I'm breathing, it's for us to go farther. You know, every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like, they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. They know what I'm going to say. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? That what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish, and because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change it. I don't know how to change it, but I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody going to clean it up.
Still.
I was having concerts, they were sold out, white boys, Mexicans, black.
I'll just say this. Yes, he inspired
Millions,
billions possibly.
Millions.
And look at, I mean, you don't know this, but look at, I mean, me being a huge rap fan, there's so many people that got into rap because of him, of course, because he was their inspiration. But anyway, all right, yeah. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense there. And he's saying, even if I'm not going to change the world single-handedly, I'm not going to shut up about the problems.
Right, he's still going to speak truth.
Yeah, exactly.
And
to bring awareness. So,
yeah, that's
all right.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go.
And they would do whatever I said. I could tell all those people in the audience to turn around in a circle, and they would do it. I was having love. I mean, like, I know how to change it. But I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody gonna clean it up. I was having concerts, they were sold out, white boys, Mexicans, blacks, and they would do whatever I said. I could tell all those people in the audience to turn around in a circle, and they would do it. I was having love. I mean, like, undeniable love. And I was scared. I was scared that I would come to a town and I have the leader of the gang there telling me, what do you need? I was scared, but so was America. So was somebody else, because all of a sudden I had all kind of legal problems. And you have to think about this. I had a clean record for 20 years. A clean record, living in the ghetto, in the gutter, no record. What about my morals then? What about my character then? You know what I'm saying? In 2 years that I start raising noise, that I start being publicly viewed, I've had a record. And now it looks like I'm a criminal who has no way of being reformed. But all of these...
All right. I do want to say something about the thing at the beginning of that with the concert. He's saying that people started to realize he has a lot of influence on people. That's
right,
I don't know if you got that from what he was saying, but that scared government people at the top.
Yeah,
like he's not only influencing his people, he's influencing all kinds of people. And for one, he's bringing them together as well.
Right.
We need to put a stop to this. Then he started having the legal problems, the BS. So wonder why. All right.
These came one after the other. Do you understand?
Right.
It takes logic.
Well, what about, that's another interesting part of your past. Have you ever been incarcerated before?
Have I ever been incarcerated? No, not for longer than a day. Long enough for somebody to take me. You know, the police can arrest anybody they want, put them in jail. But if you stay there, you know what I'm saying? I haven't stayed anywhere. I've been arrested a lot, put in the cell, and they come and get me when I call my lawyer. You know what I'm saying? But I'm an innocent type of guy.
Well, I wanted to bring up, obviously tomorrow is a big day. You're being sentenced tomorrow.
Yeah.
And, we're sitting here in 24 hours. You'll know what the situation's going to be. Are you thinking about the prospect of going to jail?
First, I was like, I'm not going to jail. I was like, if they try to come get me for something I didn't do, I'm gonna open fire. You know what I'm saying? But I can't do that because it's not just me anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's what they expect. If I have to, if God sees it fit for me to spend time in a cell, if he wants my brain to be inside of a cage, if he's brought me so far from hell to put me here, and now he wants me to go to jail, I'll go. You know what I'm saying? If that's where I'm meant to be. But I don't think so. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I don't really believe in my heart that I belong in jail. I don't believe I did anything to warrant me going to jail.
Okay. What do you think, if you do go to jail, is...
So this is about the sexual assault case, that happened in '93. Now he wouldn't be put in jail until December of this year, so that's a ways off still. But go ahead, what did you want to say?
Well, he's
so he's basically saying, to me at least, if God wants me, it's for a reason. If I do get sent to jail, it's to help me in the long run, because maybe that's time for me to reflect. You know, I wouldn't have that type of thought now, much less at 23 years old, 22 years old.
right, but that, know, we know, you know, I know, everybody knows. He was wisdom beyond his years.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying.
I think he did have a connection with God. I mean, I think he believed, he trusted, but just circumstances, because of greed, jealousy,
because of who he is,
knowledge that he had, truth that he was speaking. They were out to get him.
Well, we did the whole. Okay, go ahead.
And God wanted to bring him home for some reason that we don't know, because he would be he's a legend now, past.
Yeah, I was gonna say
28 years later, he's still a legend. So imagine what he could have done.
And people sometimes get even more famous when they die a tragic death, and look at the inspiration he's been since then, of course, and before, obviously, but definitely since his death, obviously, and possibly even bigger, maybe. I don't know, with him being alive for longer, you never know. So, he's had a wonderful effect on millions of people, and maybe that wouldn't be the case so to that extent if he would still be here today. You never know.
And the fame and fortune could have maybe turned him in a bad way.
Yeah,
look at Diddy, look at
Suge,
Surge, whatever the Suge, and all the, we don't know, so we can't question what God does, but we sure do.
It sure is.
It sure is a tragic ending for such a
brilliant person, and a very generous
and
person.
Very humble. He's very humble. He I miss him.
But
I just wish I would have
when he was
paid
alive,
attention.
All right, we got about a couple more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and cut
to be expected, because you are a known personality.
I'm asked to be put in solitary confinement, and I'm gonna do push-ups and read books and come out weed-free, smoke-free, and with a degree or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I won't let it stop me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to jail to just parlay. If I went to jail, best believe it's not like I'm gonna have a problem in jail. I got love there. You know what I'm saying? I got love from thugs and the street dudes. And I can go to jail and probably organize a riot. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what I want to do. If I have to go to jail, I don't even want to be living. I want to just cease to exist for however long they have me there. And then when I come out, I'll be reborn. You know what I'm saying? I'll be taking less problems. And my mind will be sharper, and the venom will be more potent. You know what I'm saying? So they shouldn't send me there. They should really try to, it's like you don't throw more gasoline on the fire to put it out.
What about I mean, this is one step, and there's some other, cases that are going to be coming up. What has changed for you? And you mentioned the last 2 years is when everything started to happen, one after the other. What changed for you in these 2 years? How is your life now different than it was before?
Like I said, it was no spot for Tupac. It's not like there was somebody like me before, and I moved into the spot so I can ask him how he did it. You know what I'm saying? There was no spot here. Nobody wanted to be, the person that thugs in the street people could rally around. Nobody wanted to be that. So when I was that, I couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? I could handle it, but not right away. Of course, I had problems. I was making mistakes that anybody would make when you have 14,000 people ready to do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? When you have all over the country people waiting to hear what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? This thug life code, we have a code putting order to the violence on the streets. And when they all listening to you, I got people in the penitentiary, you know what I'm saying, big time OG criminals who are calling me, telling me they want me to lead their movement. I mean, I'm gonna have a problem, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have a small identity crisis here, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I was from a single father, a single mother with no father, no male figure. Now I got every man in America who wants to take an order from me, you know what I'm saying? Who wants to know what I want to do, or, what's my plan for young black males. And that makes me scared, but that makes me want to rise to the occasion, you know what I'm saying? What makes me want to give my whole life to them.
That's a lot of pressure.
That's
for
a
20.
lot of pressure.
Yeah, so, I mean, at this time he's 22. At that time, 2 years ago, he's 20. 20 years old, dealing
20
with
years
this
old.
much fame and, money coming in, obviously.
And he feels responsible.
Right. Yeah. Now me at 20, I'd say I don't give a shit what other people want from me. I'm glad to be here and I'm glad to be making money. I could care less about you guys.
Well,
but
you would have been cocky.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
God would have ripped it right out from under you.
But
really
I would have,
quick.
I'd be that way today, probably too. But, this guy at 20 years old feels a responsibility to actually do something for, a lot of people.
He wants to make a difference for his people.
For everybody,
and
not just for his people, for the world. I mean,
he was just a fabulous young man.
So let's let him finish this answer, and then that'll be the cut part. Yeah. All right.
And I will give my whole life to this plan that I have for thug life.
Now, when you said a code, I don't know exactly what do you mean by a code?
I organized the OGs in the East Coast and the West Coast and the penitentiaries to come up.
Let's cut it there, because that's a whole other thing. We got into that in the 94 shooting, because that's why the CIA, FBI, all kinds of people were after him, because he was uniting the different gangs together. Right. All right, so let's cut it right there. We'll pick it up next week and we'll finish this off. So that's a good part to cut it at. And let me know about that jail interview. If anybody can send a link in, drop it in the comments. All right, so anything you want to say at the end?
I just want to do some songs.
We'll get back to
I want to do some pop songs.
So after next week we'll go back to some songs, and we're getting there. We're getting really close. We're getting really close. Probably in the next month or so, we're gonna hit what you've all been. We're gonna hit the one you've all been waiting for. There's one song that tops everything else. So
he does no wrong.
As far as the diss tracks, it tops everything. So you guys know what I'm talking about. It's the one you've been waiting for since we started this process. We will, but we have to do it in order. So we're gonna do it in the right order. All right. So that's it. That's it. Yeah.
That was good. That was interesting.
Yeah. Definitely. Once again, no disappointment, of course, from Tupac.
Well, he can't disappoint.
Okay. All right. So we'll be back next week, guys. That is it. Thank you for watching.
All right.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Yep.